travel.
If you're a mermaid.
Well, or anybody.
Or you have like a spell that extends your oxygen.
Yeah. Could you just use this ball of water to protect you from the vacuum?
I mean, the main problem you'd run into is you'd have to swim high enough before the spell ended,
and you'd have to stop the water from freezing.
Yeah, that would be the bigger problem, I think.
Yeah, I think the water can be acted on it. Like, you know, a good counter to this would be wind spells and try to rip it off of the person.
Or just electrocute the person. Taser!
Yeah, I guess the scientist wouldn't have too much trouble with that.
That doesn't sound so much like countering the spell as just killing the guy inside the spell.
That's a good counter.
Counter spell.
Okay, so Pause writes, my internet dropped, going to check router. Thank you, Pause.
Ah, I was wondering why he wasn't making the sounds.
Yes.
From his face.
Yes.
Face sounds.
Luckily, he can contact me with the magic of the telephone. So, everybody, our guest Pause will be back shortly. He's just fixing his router. You can find him on YouTube at youtube.com/PauseUnpause.
Or not, we don't care.
No, we totally care. We like him.
Yes. Well, then do it. Fuck, I don't know.
He, like every other person we ever have tune into one of these live streams that we do, has a sexier voice than all of us.
I have a sexy voice. It's my birthday. I have the sexiest of all voices.
Yeah,
it is true. It is your birthday.
So, let's see here.
Birthday shooting.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you were gonna ask, I was gonna say that was a birthday shot.
Okay, so while we wait for Pause to come back in, no respect. Let's see.
Do you think his dog's name is PauseUnpause?
With a W?
Yes.
I need to go register that on Twitter, like, right now.
You're not a dog.
It's hilarious, though.
It's the Twitter race, Joe, between everyone in the chat.
I know.
You have a 20-second head start, so you'll probably win.
I know. I'm also logged in, so I gotta log out, and then I gotta log back in. Oh, my problem when I tried to do this last time was that I didn't have an email that I hadn't used.
Oh.
Like, I've got so many fake Twitter accounts, I've actually used all of my emails. So somebody else can get Pause. No, Aldermere, welcome to the chat. Yeah, we're just got started 15 minutes ago. We're waiting on our guest, Pause, who unfortunately his router failed. So hopefully he'll contact me shortly to come back in.
In the meantime, would you like to hear a skill description?
Yeah, in the meantime, Brian, why don't you come over here and share a skill description?
Or stay there, we don't care.
Well, we can't hear him if he's over there.
I could.
Easily.
Yeah, but the chat can't.
So, to catch everyone up...
Come around the corner.
Yeah, I'm working.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Brian to the show.
Brian Williams of World News Tonight.
Well, so basically, as you notice, there's no skill descriptions on the PNP site. So I wrote a couple.
This is Wote's fault.
Yeah, more or less. Alright, let's see. Use magical device. Magic is a series of complex gestures and techniques that should not be practiced by just anyone all willy-nilly. It's like that time your idiot cousin tried to microwave a ding-dong but forgot to take it out of the plastic wrapper. It made a huge mess and everyone was really sad for the next few hours. Likewise, mages craft magical items with the intention that they'll be used by other mages and apply safeguards to make sure they don't fall into the wrong hands. Use magic device represents your character's ability to more or less as a non-caster trick the item into letting you use it. Let's see, I improv that.
That's fine. If
your ruse is successful, the item goes off normally. If not, well, let's just say the smell of burning plastic in a dirty microwave is the best case scenario.
Okay, that's fair. And having a humorous worst case scenario tagged in at the end of that, and something like and waking up in a violent hellscape that you spent 10 years trying to escape, only to return to your homeland 400 years after your presumed death, would be a slightly worst case scenario.
At the same time, though, that gets more into
worrying.
like fucking with artifacts, and
Yeah,
so
sure.
like that just gets into a whole other realm.
No, that's true.
Really, when you fail a UMD check against something you would use UMD for, you die. Like, that's the worst case scenario.
Oh.
But you don't die in the system, so.
Well, that's why I like
that-
everyone you ever loved dying.
Technically, yeah. The worst case scenario in PnP in general is you wind up trapped in some twisted hellscape that some dude created in order to protect the key to his diary.
Yay, hellscape.
Because that happens.
I miss Pyron.
Okay. So that was a spell description brought to us by Brian, whose last name is not Williams.
Skill, not spell.
Scale check.
Skill description.
Scales. Okay. So, let's see here.
Making fun of our inner butts.
Yeah, okay.
Do a spell.
Okay, so let's pick a spell to go through. TeamSnowday.com/PNP for Pitfalls and Penguins.
Or not.
Yeah.
62.
Okay, so spell
Is
62.
it 62 or 82? 62.
Okay, so spell 62. What is
That's water.
races,
That's
classes?
unsexual.
What is it under?
Spells.
Sorry,
Water.
I found it everywhere. Slicken. User makes the surface incredibly smooth and low friction, or possibly just very moist. Trying to walk on it can demand agility checks. I feel like can demand is a little soft. Could we make this like must demand utility checks?
Well,
Or-
it depends on the effect. Like, if you just make dirt wet, like, that's just mud. That doesn't really require too much balance to...
That doesn't. Does that slicken it technically?
Well, slicken is just the generic name. Like, remember, the way that spells work, there's a generic name and then specific uses.
Gotcha.
So slicken encompasses everything from the floor is now ice to the floor is now slightly damp to make you really uncomfortable when you walk on it barefoot or in socks.
So can you? Okay, wait.
Developed as a prank spell.
Yeah.
Okay, so pause is maybe not gonna be able to come back in. Let me see how this goes. Sorry, guys. Apparently, pause's modem has failed, so that's okay. We'll just continue the show without him if this doesn't go. Yeah, it looks like he's not gonna be able to answer on the 3G.
Alright.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Slicken, for example, is the spell that, like, a janitor throws down in order to not have to lug a bucket around.
so I'm just telling Pause, no worries, and thanks for stopping by. If anybody wants to check out PauseUnpause on YouTube, it's youtube.com/PauseUnpause. Sorry he couldn't stay for the whole show, but it looks like his modem has completely died on him. So, okay, okay, so Slicken, though, you could use that for a lot of things. Otherwise, like, if you wanted to make guards really uncomfortable and take off their armor,
Yeah, you can slicken their armor.
if you're standing around the corner, you could like slicken their skin essentially, so their armor just starts feeling and they're like, ugh, but so my armor feels icky. You could make them feel icky, right?
Wasn't there someone who went to high school with us who got into a fight and beforehand he buttered up his face so punches would slip right off of it?
That was Matt Phelps. Wasn't it?
No, it wasn't him. It was someone else. It was a chubby guy, and he got leveled, I think.
Also, Pause, I see you're in the stream now. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah,
Like,
he's in the stream via his cell phone.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, no worries, Pause. Okay. Hey, XX Gage X. Oh, we got a lot more viewers all of a sudden, and Gage is here, so I think Sill's stream must just let out.
Fortunately, you have missed nothing of importance.
Okay, so the spell Slicken in the Water School allows you to make things slick. It can make enemies uncomfortably icky.
And you can butter up your face so the punches will slip
So,
right off.
there's, like, hold on.
So they remove their armor.
While Joe's typing, basically, it sounds like we're going to have 3 different use categories for this. Like,
It can make... Go on.
yeah, because I've split mechanics up so that, like, each different use has its own special rules, it sounds like we have our 3 different uses here. One is just to make, like, things clammy, one is to make them damp, and one is to make them slippery.
So you could make the outside of your armor slippery to be more grapple resistant.
Yeah.
So like if you knew you were gonna fight a tentacle monster, like or like an octopus.
Yeah.
But those have suction cuffs, so that actually makes it easier to grapple you.
Okay, if you're trying to get molested by one, and
No, because no, the thing is, well, wait, do suction cups, are they more effective the more frictionless the surface is?
That's been my experience. Like you spit on suction cups and.
Oh, because you get a better seal. Okay, so yeah, don't do that against things with suction cups.
So you can wet your enemy's armor and then stick a tentacle monster on them.
Okay.
or you could lick a stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could use it to save yourself trouble licking stamps, or envelopes.
No, not envelopes.
Yeah.
Me and
Stamps
Brian's
and
envelopes have a
envelopes.
self-adhesive.
Okay.
We're too cool for school. Dope. Gang signs.
Is Joe participating in underground D&D? Yes, it's called Pitfalls and Penguins, and it's so underground. It's
That you
It's
guys are
underground
watching
that,
it.
you
yeah,
know,
that you guys are watching it.
yeah. It's so far underground that Joe is wearing feminine glasses.
Okay. So,
I don't even care anymore. I just
hold on. Any Badger writes, I hope this is an incredibly elaborate cover for a meth lab. That would be pretty funny. Okay. So, what's another spell that you guys want us to add more detail to?
Captain Falcon cannot respond to this question.
Yeah, somebody else in the chat, give us a spell. You can go to Pip. Let me give you the. TeamSnowday.com/PNP. Oh, yeah, John's got it.
Can I make a request?
Yeah, okay, Brian can do this one.
What the hell is Powquake?
Oh, Pow is the name of the planet. It can't be an earthquake.
It's under Rock School.
Yeah, because.
Well, I'm looking right at it.
Well, yeah, I was saying that for Joe's benefit because Joe never remembers where anything is.
Pow is the name of the planet. They don't really have earthquakes, and we couldn't think of a better name for it. That maybe Groundquake.
Pow being named for. Does someone else want to give the quick backstory for why the planet's named Pow?
Pow was the name of the planet because that was a good name and we like it.
No, it was
well, like all the
it was
cities...
discovered by Dr. Ebenezer Pow in his first attempt at manned flight.
Well, no, it was discovered by Dr. Pow when he was attempting to make find a shorter route to the cosmos. And it's him on a ladder, and he falls off of it, hits the ground, and goes, "What in the hell is this?"
And the sound effect is POW!
Oh, okay, that's new.
Well, I thought that was where you were going with it.
No, that's not new.
Oh. Well, we're doing it anyway. Okay, we need another third-tier rock spell as well.
Let me see if I actually have one.
Richie writes, what's this? This is Pitfalls and Penguin's Lab, where we create a pen and paper RPG that's incredibly goofy and or insane. Right
Well,
in front of
he
you.
said, what's this? It's interested in voltage.
Oh. Well, voltage is kind of like amperage, except not as deadly. Next question.
1 amp can kill you.
Any Badger says, I've wanted a spell that increased diplomacy. It just made your teeth sparkle and your hair waft perfectly in the wind.
Do we actually have anything like that?
Well, it would be
I
a
guess
rock
it would actually
spell.
be a use of Boost Physique, because it is for the ladies.
Oh, okay, so Boost Physique gets an additional use.
Rock hard abs. You can bounce a baby on these babies.
Boost Physique can also be used to increase charisma all up in your face. A great way to avoid getting yelled at by your dentist.
Yeah, I like it.
By your dentist. Okay, cool. So next spell.
Powquake is still on the table.
Oh, okay. Powquake is still pretty unfilled. It's a tier 3 spell. Can collapse building and drop shit on heads and doors. So in terms of like, now the thing is with an earthquake, in real life, the earthquake isn't normally what actually does damage to you. It's things that fall on you. Like if you're out in an open field and there's an earthquake, you essentially just lie down, and then you're done.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be effective in an open field.
Well, a fissure would be effective.
Well, all right.
Do we want a separate fissure or?
All right. Here's the thing. Before we go any further, because you guys wouldn't know this.
Okay.
In Dungeons and Dragons, there is a high-level spell called Earthquake, which has the distinct potential of horribly killing your party because a hole opens up underneath it and then slams shut on somebody.
That's not an earthquake. That's a D&D earthquake.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Well,
like,
this is
all the
grounded
things
in
you're
reality,
discussing-
not D&D.
All the things you're discussing there are spells in the actual SRD that do these sorts of things.
Yeah.
They're ridiculously high level. So presumably for Powquake, we want a lesser effect, like the ground rattles, probably throwing people off their feet.
Well, we don't have a second tier 3 earth spell or rock spell, so I like having a fissure spell that actually creates a rift or something like that.
Okay.
And then, whereas this one shakes the ground like crazy, knocking people off their feet, but the real thing it does is it fucks up buildings.
Yeah.
So, this one, you're not going to really hurt anybody directly, but if you can knock a bunch of stuff over onto them, that
I
will
guess
cause damage.
probably the question is, why would someone invent this spell?
Their dicks.
To control demolitions.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good point.
Created for controlled demolitions. This spell recognizes is it the harmonic, or what is it called? The resonance of a structure and begins shaking the ground beneath it until the structure is destroyed.